Okay, so what we're going to do is water pop the floor. Water pop. WATERPOP. Water pop. What that does is it opens the grain of the wood so you can accept the stain to the wood evenly and for the richest color. So this floor here, smooth like glass. Smooth like glass. Just used a buffing machine over it and it's smooth like glass. If you try putting stain over it, it'll just wipe off it like glass and you'll get next to no color. Over here, wood's very rough. Becomes rough again. It's okay, you don't want rough wood, but that's going to be taken care of when we do the finish and the stain. You can almost see the fuzziness on it now. This like glass, fuzzy glass. But your stain will come out nice and rich. It'll absorb into the wood. It actually opens the pores again. And it's much easier to apply the stain. The floor won't be blotchy. And you and the customer will be very happy with the color that you get. All right, so this is how you water pop. Let's do some water pop. So you have a bucket of clean water and you have your applicator. Now you could mess up the job if you water pop wrong, so this is real important. You do not want to drip a lot of water on the floor because if you leave puddles or if you leave heavy drips or something like that, bad news, you don't want to do that, no drips. Just put it on evenly with the grain of the wood, just like you're doing the finish. Put it on evenly, like this. Not so it's soaking wet, just enough to wet the wood, and it should dry as you move away from it. Here you go. Clean water. The water will get cloudy because sawdust and tannins from the wood and whatnot will get into it, but that's all right. So there we go. See, the mop is not really dripping. That's good. Boom, put it down, wet it, go from wall to wall evenly. Go from wall to wall evenly. Take your time, play the radio, but don't rush it, because if you do it unevenly, your stain will come out uneven, and nobody wants that. That room's almost already dry. I just finished that room. I went to here, now I'm going to do this room. It's hard to see. It's hard to see when the room has sunshine in it, but I got to get this done. We have 1,650 square feet to go, so here we go. Wet the floor, mop it in, make sure you reach the end of the wall. I like to use an adjustable stick. You make it longer or shorter, and that works out pretty nice. I guess you could use a sponge mop, but you need an applicator anyway, so it works better with an applicator. But if you use a sponge mop, don't use it soaking wet. You can cause just as much trouble as not water popping by doing it wrong. So it's like anything. Do it careful, do it right, and it'll come out good. And when you go to put your stain, it'll be so much easier than trying to get a dark color by leaving the stain heavy, or all the different things you might do to have the stain dark. By wetting the floor, the stain comes out dark, and you actually get the true color. I don't know why, but not many people do water popping, and I just think a little bit of time that it takes to do this makes your stain, which is way more difficult than just putting water on, makes your stain part of the project much easier. I like things to be as straightforward and easy as possible for each process. So do this, do it careful. Don't make a mess dripping water everywhere. You'll regret it. You'll see those drips later on. You will see those drips later on when the stain goes on, because it'll be much darker there. There'll be dark drip spots. And like anything, I learned that from experience. Likewise, if you are staining a wood floor, somebody comes in with wet feet on the bare wood that's ready to be stained, you'll see their track prints from their sneakers, their boots, their bare feet, whatever, because that water, let's say you didn't water pop, that water from their feet will water pop those areas. And believe me, I've had to chase sneaker prints, boot prints from customers that walked in and thought it was no big deal, or even myself by accident. And you definitely see it. And taking a waffle print from a boot or sneaker after you've stained, and especially after you put finish on, it's not fun. You don't want repairs after you start the process. It's easier just to do it once and right and straightforward and easy. So, all right, that's it. Have fun water popping.